Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a Rob's Rambling. I was asked by someone, what are my top three knives? And man, that is such a hard thing to decide upon because I have so many great knives right now, and I don't know if I can pick just three. So I will start off with a list of knives that I have recently and where they stand, and then maybe out of that we'll go for the top three out of them. Um, I have some other knives that I really enjoy. Like, for instance, I have a Leon Ma GSD version 2, one of my favorites. But obviously not one of the top five right now. I also have a Vero Engineering Exxon. Really like that one a lot. I have a Shaman by Spyderco with red fat carbon scales that I really enjoy with a Lynch deep carry pocket clip. That's really nice. And I also have a Enrique Pena Mula with red fat carbon and Dama steel. This is one of my nicer luxury knives, right? I really enjoy the Dama steel. Beautiful, beautiful type of steel that's just very resistant, strong as 154 cm. So it's a really good steel, very useful steel, very usable steel. It's not just for show like some of the other Dama steels. Those were all in my lists before, but right now I would have to say these are my top five. But before I go into these, I got a knife recently, and this knife definitely is going to knock one of these out. But I haven't had it long enough to truly knock it out after thinking about this. But I'm going to show it to you. This is the Enrique Pena and Javi Garcia collab. This is called the Alacran. It just got released last Friday, 1 week ago. Ordered it and came in this weekend. I am loving it. This is a beautiful, beautiful X series. It's completely new. The blade shape is something that I don't think I've seen in any of the other X series blades, and it's a larger knife, and I really like the shape and feel of everything about this. There's just so many things. I have a review and unboxing on this, so check those videos out if you get a chance. But man, this is probably going to knock something out. But let's just start with where we're at. So right now, these are my five. One of these has been in here probably the longest. This is my Bade Modern Design Stunner, made by a guy. Not exactly sure where he's from. I have one of his other knives that was made by Tuya Knives. It's called Hive version 3, but this is the Stunner. Really, really like this knife, and you can't find it anymore. There's this little logo right there if you can see that. But this is a Best Tech made knife. It's got some blue anodization on there, kind of a hidden lanyard hole. It's this kind of crater-like carbon fiber feel inserts. Deep pocket carry clip, really nice. I like the engineering aesthetic. Maybe a little bit like a Vero, engineering sort of kind of a very nerdy, but the flipping on this is phenomenal, and the action is just absolutely stunning. Thus the Stunner, right? It can front thumb deploy, reverse thumb deploy, and the flipper deploy, and it's just gorgeous, and it's super drop shutty, just wonderful. And this frame lock right here works really well. I mean, it's rather large, right? So it engages really well, but you can absolutely do this knife left-handed without any issues on that frame lock. So that's really nice. I really enjoy that, and the flipper is perfect. So I've had this knife for a while, and the action has just been wonderful, and I really, really enjoy this. So this is going to be one of my favorites. Before I continue, I do have two knives, and they are absolutely my favorites. They were anniversary gifts. I don't count them because, well, I'll never get rid of them because I've got them for my wife. I have a Spyderco Paramilitary, Spyderco Paramilla, a Spyderco Para 2, and it's a paramilitary 2. I happen to have this one out here, and it's this one right here. Really enjoy this one. This came from my wife as her anniversary present. Oops. And I put the Arctic Storm. Oops, I'm trying to flip here. There we go. It has the Arctic Storm Arctic Storm fat carbon scales. I put that on there. Really nice little touch. Just looks beautiful in the sun. I have a deep pocket carry clip right here. I don't know if this is a Lynch or Pacific Suns. I can't remember. And I put a little CME compression made easy. It's compression lock, so it works really nice like that. But as much as I enjoy this knife, I'm not going to put it on my list because it's kind of an exception, right? And then I have a TR3 by ProTech. It's an automatic knife. Um, kind of a blacked out, beautiful TR3 in MagnaCut. I really, really like that. It's not the blade is not blacked out. It's MagnaCut, so the blade is not black. But beautiful little knife. I don't have it here. It's in my case, but that's the other exception. So back to these knives. So as this collection continues, some of the other knives that were added were going to be like this CJRB Pyrite. I got this year, and I have quickly made this just an absolute favorite. Really enjoy this. Now, there's a budget version. This is the limited edition titanium with the micarta inlay, CPM S35VN blade steel. You can see that right there. It's not the ARRP M9 steel, the proprietary powder steel that Artisan Cutlery has. This is the Crucible powdered steel, and it's really great. Works really wonderful. Beautiful flat grind. I love the blacked out version. Easy to reverse flick even with the middle finger. Just really wonderful. And I'm going to tell you, this, the deployment of these thumb studs, like this one was just phenomenal. These are just, anybody can do this. I've had people who have a hard time deploying a knife with a thumb stud. I give them this. I say, just ride your finger, just push down here, push up, and boom, it works for them every time. So this one is absolutely one of my favorites too. And then another one that I had recently is this. This is a Tuya knives. This is the Envy version 4. Now I put these little 6mm O-rings on here, and I thought it'd be a nice touch because it had a little kind of channel in there where it fit. But this has the aluminum infused carbon fiber scales, inserts or inlays. Really nice. A deep pocket carry clip. Beautiful kind of a design. But if you'll notice, it's a sheep's foot. Beautiful sheep's foot. And this is S90V steel. So I don't know if we can see that. Is it over here? Yeah, right there. So let's see if we can get that on camera. S90V steel. So it's a beautiful edge retention, very hard steel. Heat treated really well so that once you sharpen it, it's just wonderful. Now, it is a little more challenging to sharpen because it's S90V, but wonderful and worth it when you do that. So this is a Dave Warren design that is done by Tuya Knives. And the action is just, it's insane. I mean, look at that. It drops. It's a guillotine. So it just guillotines right down. So if I didn't catch it with my thumb right here like this to catch that little part, it would definitely cut my finger. But I love this blade. Just really nice. And because of that and the little flat part right here, it's, let me do this on camera. It's really easy to middle finger reverse deploy. So I do definitely enjoy doing that. Again, it has a frame lock, and you can see that it's pretty high, so it does engage it really well, nice and solid. But I really enjoy the action on this knife. It's one of my favorites right now. So I enjoy that. Another brand new one that I got, it's relatively new. It's almost my second newest one. This is the Kunwu Tau S. This the Tau sheep's foot. And this is orange peel, milled orange peel texture, milled titanium handles, very chamfered and contoured. I put a Lynch deep pocket carry clip on here, and it's front flipper, regular flipper, and it has a fuller to reverse flick. So when you flick it, it deploys beautiful, this flat grind sheep's foot here. And this is Vanix. I don't know if you can see that. Vanix super clean steel. Very highly corrosion resistant. And again, this one just drop shutty. So beautiful. I love that. Another really, truly favorite of mine. Now, here's one that I've had in a while for here. I've had in my collection for a little bit. This is the Arnaud Bernard iMamba. I really like this knife. This is probably one of my favorites of all time. Now, it's been used. I got little scuff marks on here. So, I mean, I know some people would have, oh, it's a safe queen. You got to, don't use it. I use all my knives. That's the point of having a collection for knives. You use them and enjoy them, right? If you collect them and just put them away, then that's fine. That's your thing. It's not my thing. I collect knives that I use and enjoy. I don't have knives just to sit on a shelf not to be used. The one exception is my dad's knife I bought before World War II, or he bought before World War II, his fixed blade that he got when he was a little child. So it's almost 100 years old. So it's kind of an heirloom. My kid's already asking for it. That's an exception. Not a very expensive knife. I think it's a pretty cheap knife, but it has sentimental value. So that's why. Anyways, this right here, beautiful milled deep pocket carry clip. This works really nice. It's nice and rounded. Everything's very comfortable, but oh man, the action on this knife, when you close this knife, I'm telling you, it's like butter. And the reverse flick on this fuller, this wonderful shape right here, looks almost Star Trek, Iron Man-ish, whatever. It just works so beautifully. Just closes so nicely. I really, really like that a lot. Just so smooth. and literally buttery smooth. You can feel it. Now, people will say, well, that's just tuning the detent. Yeah, I get that. The detent can make things very drop shutty and the action very smooth, but there's a sense of where there's no friction and you don't feel that grittiness. You feel just nothing. Like it feels like you're gliding on glass as opposed to you're gliding on Teflon or you're gliding on oil covered, dirt. It's way smoother. This just I mean, it feels like there's no friction in there. They are free rolling ball bearings in there, so it's not cage ceramic. Perhaps that has something to do with it, but their tolerances in their manufacturing is phenomenal. It's made by four brothers out of South Africa. Just a really wonderful knife. You can still pre-order some of these as they come out, and you can get really fancy ones. I got the very basic ones because that's the one I was going to use. I didn't want to pay for the extra inlays that makes it very expensive because they have some crazy like mammoth tooth and other crazy interesting inlays you can do that are really cool. I gotta admit, they look really nice, but this is probably one of my absolute favorites. So if I were to say what is my top three right now, as far as I guess as far as what I enjoy using and fidgeting and using regularly, and one I go back to very often, it's gonna have to be the Arno Bernard number one. Absolutely, it'll have to be the Bade Modern Design Stunner number two for sure. And right now, these three are very, very close. And quite honestly, either one of them could win on a given day. Like right now, if I were to pick one, oh, golly, I I don't know. It could be probably the CJRB Pyrite, the limited edition one. But man, that Envy version 4 is really close. But to be truthful, I told you that I got a new knife. Honestly, I really believe this would be number three. Give me another week or two with this one, and I have a feeling this would be number three. Heck, it might even move to number two. I don't think it'll beat the Arno Bernard, but man, this is just such a wonderful knife. So brand new and really wonderful to use and to fidget with. I really, really like this one. So yeah, there's a really unsure answer. I know you probably wanted me to give you a real like hard set answer, but the thing about collecting knives is things like this change. Your aesthetics, the things you like. You get a new knife and you find something really wonderful that you hadn't thought about before that you really enjoyed. Like, I was never a big sheepsfoot guy with this one, but then I got this one and the action. Everything is beautiful and just the edge and it's just really phenomenal, and I've really enjoyed this one. And this aluminum fused carbon fiber is a whole different level for me. So this really opened up my eyes and my experience to this type of knife. I really have enjoyed that. And then there's the Kunwu S Tau or Tau S, just a really fantastic fidgety knife, and you get Vanek super clean steel. I mean, come on, just a great deal right here. So I don't know. And then you had the CJRB Pyrite, which was my knife of the year, the budget and the limited edition for different ranges. This really great knife. I would have to say this is probably the overall knife of the year for 2022. But man, it's just such a great knife. So usable, so fidgety, so wonderful to use. I really do enjoy this one. So I don't know if that answers your question, but definitely number one, number two. Close number three right now, but most likely give me a couple of weeks, this will be number three. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Who knows? That may change with another knife coming in the near future. Maybe all four of these will get knocked out and that one will become number three. I don't know. I mean, there's going to be some other cool knives coming in, right? So we'll see. If you enjoyed this content, or if you disagree with me, or if you like this, or if you have other thoughts on some of these knives, please feel free to comment down below. I would love to hear your comments and hear your feedback on this. I always learn something as I kind of think through these things, and I'd love to learn something as I talk with y'all. And if you enjoyed this video, this content, would you consider subscribing and hitting the like button? I sure would appreciate it. It helps me to know that my content's of value and helps me keep producing more. And if you like this content and want to be notified of upcoming content, would you consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of that? And then if you like this content, maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. That's robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, I sure appreciate you watching this video today, and have a great day and a great week. Bye.